Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001, and would you believe that the same day that I picked up my copy of Sonic X Shadow Generations, I would go to Target and find the new wave of the 4-inch Sonic figures just hanging on the pegs there? It was a really lucky day for me. So this is the Jakks Pacific 4-inch Classic Amy Rose and Classic Metal Sonic. Yeah, I was so excited that I actually found these on the shelves, and it's been taking all my willpower to resist opening them until I could shoot this video. So let's do a review of them. This first video, I think I will focus on Amy. The packaging is not special for Amy Rose, it's just that classic Sonic figure in the corner. Although there is a blurb for her on the back. Amy has a strong sense of justice and will always follow her heart to protect the weak, no matter how small. And you can see the wave has yet another re-release of Sonic, but a re-release of Vector, which I do believe is his first re-release. Good on you, Vector. He was on the pegs when I saw this wave in the store, so I left him there for some kid. Hopefully he goes to someone who really wants him. Okay, now that I got Amy out of the box, you know, she looks really good. Let's see. She does remind me of that buildable figure Amy that I got to make the bride on my last wedding cake topper, but this one is more articulated than that one. Now, the accessory she comes with is actually my biggest point of contention with this figure. It's the yellow Chaos Emerald. Like, why the yellow Chaos Emerald? If there's ever any character that you would associate with this particular emerald, aside from Shadow because of the, you know, the little prequel anime from before Sonic X Shadow Generations came out, it will be Tails, because this is the color of the emerald that he had, and the fake emerald he made in Sonic Adventure 2. In fact, that very emerald is referenced in the Shadow part of the Sonic X Shadow Generations game. But yeah, like my friend Zach, he was quick to point out that this emerald actually is associated with Amy from one little piece of promotional artwork. But come on, guys, like, is that really the iconic thing to associate with Amy Rose? If this is classic Amy Rose, there's a couple more things that you can associate with her. Like, I don't know, how about her tarot cards? You could have like had a little hand of cards that she could have held in that obvious holding thing hand she has there. Or you know what? The Pico Hammer. Kind of the easiest to include accessory with any character ever, because it's literally a weapon accessory that just that is 100% associated with this character. Now this is the Pico Hammer that came with that 4-inch buildable Amy figure, so it's technically not a Jakks item. But you know what is a Jakks item? The regular Amy's Pico Hammer. If you didn't want to spend the money to make a new mold, just give her one of these. I doubt anybody would have minded. Like, why? Why would you include her with the Chaos Emerald that she barely has any association with, instead of her most iconic accessory? Instead of the accessory that is the most iconic for any character. I cannot possibly think of another character who has a more iconic accessory than Amy with her hammer. The Miles Electric is... No, not the Miles Electric. Not even the rings. Like, seriously, like, what a botched opportunity. As for the figure itself, her sculpt and paint job are both super crisp and clean. She has her eyelashes, her hairband, which comes to a little bow. And if you look, the bow is actually part of her head. Usually the bow is part of the torso sculpt, but here it actually is physically part of her. Part of the boon of being, you know, made in this larger scale, I guess. Her back spine also seems to be more in proportion. It's not anywhere near as big as I've seen it on the other figures of her. And here's something. This is one of the first times I've seen a waist joint on a figure in this line. Yeah, waist joints are really rare. Who even has a waist joint in this line? I think... Does Omega have a waist joint? I think Omega has a waist joint, but that's literally the only one I can think of. Yeah, like... Let me know in the comments below, because I'm not going to go running to my shelf to grab my Omega figure just to see if his waist swivels. But yeah, waist swivels are really rare, and here Amy is with her waist swivel. She also has universal shoulders. They can still move despite the big poofy sleeves, so that's good. The wrists are still there. And below her waist joint, she has the same kind of leg articulation that everyone else has. There is universally jointed hips. She has ball jointed ankles and a knee bend that goes 90 degrees. And this is my one QC issue I have. As you can see, her right knee seems to bend, but I have not been able to get her left knee to bend. I've tried everything I can, and I don't know if you can see it, but I really stressed the plastic of her pin disc trying to bend this knee, and it's not going. So I stopped trying to, because I don't want to accidentally snap the leg, because I have no idea how much longer it will be before I see this in stores again. So, Amy, you don't need to bend that knee. You can stand just fine with your legs straight, and I will not push you. So, yeah, like, I bet I could probably fix that knee if I put the figure in boiling water so I could pull that foot off and then really get in the joints and undo, like, the mold flash or the paint stickiness or whatever it is that's holding that knee back. But, yeah, like, you know, it's like, given how short and stumpy the knees actually, the legs are, like, the knees barely come out of the shoes, so you don't really get much benefit from a knee bend anyway. But, you know, the point of one of these little classic figures is to just look super cute and iconic in relatively simple poses, which she can totally do. And she would be able to do even better if I had her pose on something other than a literal pillow. But, yeah, she is very nice. So, yeah, hopefully these will show up in your area. When I found them in my Target, there was literally one of each figure on the pegs. So, like, it seemed that their case had exactly 4 figures in it, which just doesn't seem right. Shouldn't the case have, like, at least 6? I don't know. But hopefully you'll be able to find her in your store soon. Remember, folks, don't feed scalpers. And stay tuned for the second video, which will focus on classic Metal Sonic. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.